Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. This is the Python mentor here. In today's lecture, we're going to learn a safe way of actually accessing data in a dictionary. Now, there are ways that we can get errors. Now, for example, if we're trying to find a phone and the phone is not there, the key is not available, we're going to get a really nasty error in our application. And so let me show you a way that we can actually look up data and not have any errors. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and create another file here. And I'm going to call this guy Lookup, just like that. Lookup. All right. So let me take all this out from here. And I'm going to be adding an extra line here of code. I'm going to add some extra key value pairs here. And here, I'm just going to say Brian, just like that. In uppercase, actually, Brian. Here we go. And in this case, on this one here, I'll say Jose. I'll put Jose. All right. Right there, just like that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and define a function here real quick. So we can, let's say, for example, we have this function. And this function is going to give us it's going to help us get a contact here, right? So we're going to pass in the dictionary and we'll pass in the key, just like that, right? Let's return contacts and actually contact dictionary. And then let's go ahead and the key will be here. Now, what happens if I use this? Let's say result, let's just put this in a result variable here. And let's use this function. And I'll pass in the contacts dictionary, and I pass in something that does not exist. Let's say Maria. Maria does not exist in the dictionary, right? Just by having this line here of code, this is going to give us a problem. Even though we're not even printing out the results yet, but we'll get some type of issue because Maria does not exist, right? Maria does not exist on these keys here on this dictionary. So yeah, that's going to give us a problem. Sorry, I had to pause the video there. But anyway, let's go ahead and refresh this and run this. And you can see that, yeah, that does not exist there. Now, even if so now if we look for Jose, Jose is in uppercase here, but let's go ahead and make all these keys lowercase. Well, Brian is a lowercase actually there. So let's go ahead and look for Jose and let's see what we get, right? So we should get nothing because we should get no errors at all when we look for Jose. You can see now that Jose doesn't have any errors. Let's go ahead and do this properly. And you can see there are no errors there because Jose does actually exist. So let's go ahead and print out the result number 1. And we can see here that we print out this whole dictionary that belongs to Jose because it does exist. Now, how do we fix this? Well, let's do result number 2 here. And let's do this with Maria. We know we're going to get an error, right? So let's go ahead and now, in order for us to save this and not get an error, what we can do is we can change this function's return here. And instead of using the key here, what we can do is we can use a method before this and wrap the key in that method, right? Wrap the method in that key, around that key, just like that. As a matter of fact, we can take out the square brackets, just like that. And now, if we try to get Maria, and if we try to even print it out, we should not get any issues. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and I'm going to print out result number 1 here, just like that. So that way you can see this a little bit clearer. You can see that we got none here. So what we can do here, we can put an if statement and say, hey, if this result number 2 is not available, like we can do this something like this. Watch this. If result 2, if not result 2, then we can print out result 1, right? As an example. Well, let's just put this here like that. And you can see that we got that printed out twice there, right? We can do something a little bit more useful, right? We can say result is not found, something like that. And you can see now that that makes sense. So what I like about this, using the get method here, is that we get no issues. Our program is going to keep running. It's not going to break. Okay, very useful to learn this type of things here. And guys, yes, it's probably a long lecture here to show you this stuff here, just to show you this method. But I also help you practice and help you see this data again, so that way you guys get used to it and you guys can play around with dictionaries a lot better. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lecture.